What is the craziest way you've seen someone cheat on a test? My brother has diabetes and he didn't study for his math test the class before. He gave himself too much insulin so that his blood sugar would drop in the middle of the test. He asked if he could go to the nurse's office to check his blood sugar. The teacher took his test and told him to finish it tomorrow. Before he left, he wrote down all the problems to the test and went home and solved them. Monsieur, he got a A+ on that test. Edit. Thanks for the silver thing. And for all those wondering, my brother is fine now. I know someone who had the answers on their smartwatch. This was before they got super big. Saw a stack of Acafina labels lying around in my friend's dorm room and noticed that the nutrition facts and ingredients space was blank. When I asked about it, he proceeds to show me a template on his computer to type out answers onto the labels' blank spaces. He just prints out his cheat sheet, wraps it around a spare water bottle, and keeps it on his desk while taking the test. In a listening language test, the smart guy would cough if the correct answer was A, scratch his ear for C, fiddle his pencil for D, and most brilliantly, do nothing if the answer was B. Overheard two of my peers learn Morse code to cheat. Had a friend try to learn Braille so he could cheat in Spanish. He soon realized it was just easier to study Spanish than learn Braille. Plus he had no real way of actually generating Braille cheat sheets. Our high school had a uniform, which was pleated skirts for girls. I knew someone who would put strips of paper in the hidden part of the pleats. It wasn't too obvious to check and no one was going to ask her to unfold her skirt. I also knew someone who had their friend distract the teacher so that he could sneak into the classroom, put the CD for the test bank in the computer, and memorize the answers to the final. He got over a 90% on the 100-question test, which makes me believe he was smart enough to not have needed to cheat. Geography. The teacher was quite old with a very thick glass. One of my friends simply wrote and drew random things on the blackboard, then erased it to make it looks like a dirty blackboard. Wrote the test subject on the blackboard, then lightly erased him just enough to be readable from the back row. The whole class cheat on that day. A kid in my grade 11 social studies class made a huge poster-sized cheat sheet and hung it on the building across from our classroom so that he and several other students could see it when they looked out the window. The teacher never suspected anything until the principal happened to walk by outside and noticed it, and gave the funniest look at our classroom through the window. Someone got in trouble, but secretly, I think the principal was actually kind of impressed. In my class we have two girls that were BFF, and every test they made sure at least one of them is getting an A. They had long hair, and of the backside of their necks they wrote the answers to the test on her paper and put some glue to make it stick to it. They would sit always one behind each other, and when the test begins the only thing that they did is move their hair a bit while the other person see all the notes. Someone at my school placed a cheat sheet underneath his legs. When he needed it he'd open them, and when the teacher was looking he'd close them. Monsieur, the teacher caught him doing this and confronted him during the test. She told him, "I want you to give me what's between your legs." Everyone laughed when she realized what she'd said.